Hi everybody, welcome to Walker's Guide and welcome day 30 of 30 Days of Wild. Now I'm out near the beautiful village of High Roding. There's a lovely little pub, the Black Lion, and I've gone for a walk, parked up in the village car park, gone for a walk, walked across this large field which is completely alive at the moment with crickets and grasshoppers, and looking for today's target for the discussion, for the talk, for the chat. And I found something quite uncommon, almost rare. This tree here. Now we can see it's not a very old example, it's not massively tall. So this is our topic for today, this beautiful tall tree, the one flanked by the ashes. So it's not the one on the right and it's not the one on the left, it's the one in the middle. And this tree and all others of its species, of its genus and type, are recognised by the uneven end of the leaf. So if you see where the leaf stalk is, they don't end even. Let's have a look, see if we can find a better example. Here we go. This is a better example, holding the leaf, but we've got some galls. There you go, you can see the end of the leaf is not level. That makes this part of the wonderful elm families, and this is Ulmus minor, the field elm. So elms in the UK and across Europe are critically at risk. The field elm has had a comeback. English elm hasn't so much. Wych elm is at risk as well. So this is the field elm, so cool because it likes to be next to fields. And Ulmus minor, the little, because its leaf is much smaller than the main elm, the English elm. Our main elm, that should be. But they're at risk, they're heavily at risk because of Dutch elm disease. Now, to be fair, it's nothing to do with the Dutch. It's a disease that came in via plants being moved and wood being moved, and it's carried by insects, and they end up flying up, landing on the tree, drilling a hole and killing the tree, which is, well, kind of bad. They're native to the whole of Europe, but only to the southern end of England, i.e. where we are in the southeast, but it's more resistant to the Dutch elm disease. So there's quite a lot of examples of it, like the ones here on this lovely footpath. The seeds are quite large and flat, and the leaves are used by and eaten by things like moths, and they are quite wonderful trees. They actually, surprisingly, or maybe not, there's our beautiful tree there, that elm coming across. They're actually historically related to melancholy, sadness and death, because they can drop dead branches just without warning. And sometime in the past, the elm was the chosen material for building a coffin out of. So that would kind of explain the sadness and death relationship as well. They are not massively used for things. They've been used for boat use for a long time because their grain is strong and durable and it's got almost like a twisted grain. It makes them stronger for use with soft water. And indeed, and I think this is quite an interesting thing, some parts of the country used to have elm water pipes and elm water mains. That includes places like Bristol and Reading, so not small places. Their water mains were made out of elm trees. Obviously we've got Dutch elm disease that's hurting them. Some of them are more resilient, some are less. Unfortunately, with things like that, the only way you find out is by, well, waiting to see what happens. The seeds the flowers rather are wind pollinated, and the seeds are dropped and spread by the wind. We will be visiting another elm in a while. There's a huge amount of variety between elms. They're very quick to diversify, and there are lots of minor species. So this is the field elm, but you've also got English elm, you've got wych elm, as I've already mentioned, but you also have Huntingdon elm, which is found in one village in Cambridgeshire, and there's probably more minor species of elm than we know about, because to be quite honest, it's not something you actually go out looking for. But a beautiful tree that used to have lots of use, rather under stress, similar to the ashes that are surrounding us, like this big one here, which is not looking so healthy. This one here, this ash here, and the dead one in front of it. So that is the rather wonderful field elm. Now that's a very large leaf for a field elm. And that is day 30 of 30 Days of Wild. A month of daily updates and videos. I've really enjoyed doing these videos. They're quite stressful on times, because we kind of obviously can't always get what we want, as can be noted on some of the early videos where it didn't happen. They are great for me because they give me a reason to go out and explore and to find new places. Doing this series, I found 7 or 8 new nature reserves, new car parks and places to explore again in the future. I want to thank all of you for joining me. I want to thank a certain somebody who knows who they are for joining me on some of these videos and making sure I do them and poking me and pushing me forward. And I want to invite you all not only to join me again next year for 30 Days of Wild, but also to join me for the Great British Tree Search, which I have started. The editing takes a while, and when I'm trying to get the video out every day, it kind of slipped. So join me for that. That's going to be great. We're going to try and find every species of tree in England. Some of them are worrying me, one being English elm, one being juniper. So if you've got a juniper tree near you or an English elm near you, please let me know. But with that, I'd like to say thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next time on The Walker's Guide. Bye!